A friend of mine offered to sell me his wife's old Harley for $800. He got this value after subtracting out the bill that Harley was going to charge him to get the bike on the road again, minus the market value of the bike. Now, I don't ride bikes anymore since moving to the city, so I declined to buy the bike. However, he did offer to pay me the same amount that he was going to pay Harley to fix and detail the bike to make it easier to sell. The first step here after this bike had been sitting so long is to take everything apart and see what we have. Now, one of the most common issues on any vehicle after sitting for a long time is the battery. For those of you who don't know, a battery is typically good for 3 to 5 years depending on the quality of the battery and how it's maintained. Now, for this bike it had been sitting longer than the lifetime of the battery, so changing the battery was just part of the expected maintenance. This battery cost me about $150 to $200, which is the expected price for most motorcycle batteries. Now, with the battery reinstalled, it was time to move on with the rest of our inspection to see what else we could find. Now, before turning on power to the bike, I wanted to inspect the wiring, and fortunately I did because I'd found some indications where mice had gotten into the bike. You can actually see the teeth marks where the mice had tried to chew the plastic here on this harness. Mice damage might be one of the most common things I see in vehicles that have been sitting for a long time. The repairs always vary drastically depending on where they got in and for how long they've been there. Now, fortunately for this bike, they hadn't actually bit through the strands of wire, they just chewed some of the insulation, so I just made sure to fix the insulation so the wires wouldn't touch. Now, with all the wiring repaired, we're ready to listen to it purr for the first time in a long time. Now that the bike can go forward, it's time to make sure that it can stop. Let's just say when loading the bike, I learned the hard way that the brakes did not work. After spending some time flushing the brake system and rebleeding everything, I managed to get the bike to where it would stop. I also made sure to show the new buyer everything that I found wrong with the bike and how I repaired it, so if they wanted to do it differently, they could, and they knew of any known issues with the bike. Next up, to sell the bike easier, I wanted to remove the windscreen to give it that raw bobber look that makes the bike look a little more appealing. Now, between parts, labor, detailing the bike, as well as taking pictures for the ad, I made about $3,000 on this bike. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like and follow to see how I reinvest this money, as well as see other projects that I've worked on.